Hi, this is Doug Lewis again, and this is the second video on navigating in WAMAP. This is primarily going to be to show you how to access the assignments. And we have, if you look at the calendar, you'll notice that on some of these it tells you that the syllabus assignment is due. So on this Saturday, it tells you that that's an assignment that you have to have done. Then over here on Monday, the Bioforum post is also due. That's for just a one paragraph bio of yourself. And then next Friday, the exercises for voting theory is due. And what you don't see on here is that on Sunday there's a quiz that's due, but on the Saturday before it tells you the skills quiz for voting theory is due tomorrow, but you must complete some of the exercise set in order to access it. And I'll show you how that works and how that will appear after we do a problem on that. And then lastly, the voting theory written assignment is due. So just to access an assignment for Saturday, you need to have read the syllabus and completed this assignment. The assignment due dates, if you select, remember you select a day and that highlights it, and then you scroll to the bottom of the calendar. And right there you click on this syllabus assignment. And you are allowed 10 late passes, so you could use a late pass if it was near the end of the day and you couldn't finish it or the next day after it's due. So you hit syllabus assignment and then you hit start assessment right here, and then we can go to question 1. And we've already discussed this, and you can submit each question one at a time. So let's go back to the next one. The next assignment is due Sunday. That's the Bioforum post. So if we select that day and look at that assignment down below, we can use the little autobiography. It says add a new thread, so you would click add a new thread, and the subject would be, I'm just going to say here, I'm signed in as George Lewis bio, and then you could say something about yourself. I have one class left to graduate, and this is it, or whatever. And I like fishing and hunting or whatever. Just say a few things about yourself, and then you hit post the thread, and then it'll show up on the George Lewis bio, and other people's bios will show up as well, and you can select that and then read it. If you want to reply to that any forum, you can reply and say, oh great, great, whatever, blah 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 blah, and then hit post the reply, and you'll see that there's a reply to George Lewis's bio. Now let's go back to the calendar, and for those kind of introductory assignments, those are pretty simple. You should get 100% on those. The exercises for video theory. Now this is after you've accessed and read the book and accessed the video, looked at the videos. This says week 1 assignments down below, so it tells you here, in fact it says the first week in math and society. This is tomorrow's day, the first day of class. So if we click on the first week in math and society, we're kind of greeted with a cute little bird there, but it tells us that the textbook and videos are for this is the voting theory chapter, and you can click here and just open the chapter for voting theory. This is the book that's free online. If you select that, it's going to open it in a new tab, and this is all the reading material from the book for that chapter. It goes all through here. There's example problems, many example problems, definitions, and then finally at the end there are problems. There's a whole set of exercises that are not due, but in the back of the book, and you can access the whole book, in the back of the book there are solutions for all these. So you have lots of examples with solutions all worked out. So I got up to, there's really about almost 30 example problems with solutions for those. So, and you can go back to the WAMAP. It just opens it in a new tab up here, so you can close that tab. That's how you get the reading material. Then there's a couple of introductory videos, so if you, of course, click on that, it will open up a video on using preference schedules. Videos on the 5 voting methods using. So there's one video. There's another video here. They're also available down in the blocks, in a lower block, which we'll look at in a minute. Then there's the syllabus assignment. You have the voting theory exercises and the voting theory skills quiz. And then the voting theory written assignment. So those are also part of just what you're doing in the first week. These, to find the other assignments, you are going to go to the other blocks. So let's go back. Now this we have to back arrow to get back to the main web page. But if you look through, let's go down below and I'll show you. If you open week 1, you'll see there's really 2 parts. Part A is the introductory assignments, which there's just a welcoming there. That's another way to access the syllabus assignment, besides accessing it through the calendar. You could also access it through the gradebook, but that's really not that's the poorest way to access it. So this, you can access the syllabus assignment here as well. Then this gives you a little idea of what's in the bio, what's expected in the bio, and this gives you an idea. And this is the forum. You can also access the forum where you're posting your bio there as well, which we already did that through the calendar. So you can see there's 2 different ways you can access those assignments. Now this is week 1 part B, which is more of the content that we're covering, and of course you've just seen this already. We can come down here and look at, these are all voting theory videos. So there's some just videos of a whole bunch of examples, but these are the overview videos. So this is the preference schedule, the summary of the 5 voting methods that we'll look at, and there's actually a 6th voting method, and then there's each individual method that you can go and look through. So all those videos are available for reviewing before or during when you're working on the example, on the exercises. Oh, before I do that, then there's also the assignments for the voting theory, so you can access those here too. Exercises, then the skills quiz, and then the written assignment. There's always those 3 assignments for every unit: exercises, skills quiz, and writing assignment. The writing assignment is typically due the following week, and the skills quiz is just a couple days after the exercises. So let's look at this, accessing those. And this gives you an idea of how this is graded. It tells about trying the problems multiple times if you miss it, and we'll go through that. So let's take a look. So we start, go ahead and read through that yourself. You lose 25% if it takes you more than, or each time you miss a problem. But let's say, I'm going to actually do this problem with you. So this says how many voters voted in this election. So if you've read the video, read the book and looked at the video, you can see that there's 10 voters who've put on their preference schedule, which means you order the candidates. They put C as first choice, A as second, and so on. So there's 10, 13, 15, 20, 29, and this is 30, so that makes 59 people voted in that election. So that's going to be the right answer for that. How many first place votes are needed for a majority? Well, now a standard majority would be more than half. So 30, of course, 59, half of 59 would be 29 and a half, so you'd have to have 30 votes to get more than that. And it said which candidate had the most first place votes. So that would be, so let's take a look. Here's C got 10 there, and 5 there, and 18. So that's 15 and 18 is 33. Well, it must be candidate C. So this will put in C there. And then which candidate had the least first place votes. I'm going to miss that intentionally. So I'm going to also put C there because I know that's wrong. So if you, now notice here it has a video. So you can select video to get more help on a problem like this. If you're not sure about something or you missed a problem and you think it's correct, or you just don't know what to do, you can write message instructor. And I'm going to go ahead and select that, and that'll open a new message tab, and it shows me the question that you're asking about, so you don't have to write out the question. And then in here you can write, well, I'm having difficulty on part, the fourth or fifth part of this problem. I tried this and it's not working, or I'm not sure what to do after I do such and such. So you just send me a message, and then either later that day or the next day I'll get back to you, usually within 24 hours. And then you click send a message, and I'll go ahead and do that, in fact, send the message. So now that's on the message page. I'm going to close that message page and go back to WAMAP. And now I'm going to go ahead and submit this. And notice the first three were correct and this fourth one was wrong, and then I didn't answer these at all. Now I'm going to just try. So it should tell me how many points I got. I got 1 out of 2 points. So let's answer this correctly this time. If I had, who got the fewest? Well, there's A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? No, A, B, C, and F. A, B, C, and F. There's only 4 candidates. So A got 5. B got 12, F got 9, so A got the fewest candidate votes, so that would be A. In this case, I don't think you have to do uppercase. I think it'll take either. Which had the most last place votes? So we go down to the fourth choice. Who was highest in fourth? So F got 10 there and 18 there. That's 28 for F. B got only 3 and 8 total. C got 2 and 9. That's 11, and A got. So I think that's F. And then had the least last place votes, or the fewest really. A had 12, B had 5 and 3, that's 8. C had 2 and 9, that's 11. I think it's B. So that should be B. I'm going to miss that and say A again here, just to intentionally miss the problem. So there's A, and what I get, I have 1.67 points out of 2. Now I think that answer, now I can write that again, I think that answer was actually B. I didn't pay a lot of attention, but let's say it's B and submit that. Okay, finally I got it right. Oh, but it's still, my score is only 1 out of 2, which means because I kept trying and had to submit over again, it deducted points. So I can try a similar question. And now the numbers are a little different. Up at the top you can see, and the letters are different too. But if I answer this correctly on the first try, or the second actually, I'll still get full credit, even though I missed it on the first time through. So you can get a perfect score on problems like this where you have repeated attempts. Okay, so that pretty much sums up that use of going through, and you'll do the same thing. Oh, one thing I didn't want to do. Okay, notice now the difference is, now this has shown up. Skills quiz I can now do. Because I worked on the exercises and I got some credit for that, now on this day the skills quiz appears. In other words, if I don't do the exercises, and I don't have to do very many, I just did it one problem in fact, I got 1 point, then I'm allowed to take the skills quiz. So remember, there's always a skills quiz hiding there, but if you don't do the exercises, it won't open up. This is to ensure that you do not do the skills quiz without doing the exercises first. And you should do those exercises to perfection before you do the skills quiz, and prepare and repeat. That's why there's the try a similar question option, so that you can go over and over those problems. So if I went back here and I thought, well, before I do that quiz, I might come back and try that assessment all over again. So even though I could do this problem, if I make mistakes, let's say I do it wrong, or if I do it right, I can always try a similar question over and over for more practice. So there's no reason you can't really master everything on the assignment before taking that skills quiz. It's just a matter of taking the time and asking questions early. Okay, that's it for this video.